We got the young Elliot Hulse prodigy, aka Bryston, USA, America. Where you from in the States?
I'm from like right outside New Orleans.
Right outside New Orleans.
Kind of the New Orleans area. But I'm from everywhere, kind of. Like I've lived all over the U.S. and now the world, kind of. So.
Okay, yeah, that's what's up. So.
But yeah, I guess I gotta shout out Bay St. Louis, Mississippi.
Okay, damn. Yeah. All right. So you done been nomadic. So
yeah, ever since my childhood, kind of. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, we'll get into that in a second. We'll get into how you dropped out of college or you stopped going to college.
Yeah.
Now you're out here in Bali living the kind of work remote digital nomad life.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a second. But real quick, how we met is we met at the Nomad Summit.
Yeah.
Where digital nomad, entrepreneur, online marketers collide and meet every year in Chiang Mai, Thailand. It goes down every January in Chiang Mai, Thailand, so I always shout that out if you guys want to go. That's how I got started. In 2014, I came to a digital nomad conference in Chiang Mai, and I've been out here for 4 years. And so yeah, how long have you been in Asia, I guess, this time?
I've been in Asia about, it's coming around 6 months in Asia.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
And Bali the whole time, or?
So I first went to Chiang Mai.
Chiang Mai, yeah.
Yeah, I first stopped in Bangkok. I stayed there for a couple of weeks, and
nice.
Then I went up to Chiang Mai, and I kind of set myself up there. Like I was trying to learn more about like the whole digital nomad scene.
Awesome.
So yeah, I stayed around there 4 months, and it's been around 2 months in Bali.
Okay,
yeah.
That's what's up. And then I ran into you actually twice. One at the co-working space, Tropical Nomads, and then the other like randomly just on the street, like right by where I live.
Yeah.
This is a small Canggu. Canggu is like, I would call it like a similar size area as like Chiang Mai. So it's very similar size and community. It's just got a beach and yeah. Anyways, don't need to compare. But so all right, let's go back now. So you dropped out of college. What made you drop out of college? How did you get into this whole like online game? Decided to like do this online stuff, be a digital nomad. How did that come into your life? Like when you were just like going to college like everyone else?
Yeah. So in college, it was definitely a really, really tough and low part of my life. In college, I kind of had a lot of things like self-discovery things that I figured out about myself. And so yeah, I started to write, and then in class, I was sort of thinking that I kind of want a different path, and I kind of want to, start my own business. So
for sure.
Actually, I stumbled across a book about SEO writing. It was just an Amazon book about SEO writing. So in class, I just read that, and then within a week, I had all my stuff set up. Like I was ready to start.
You were like doing it.
Yeah, I was ready to start trying to sell SEO writing, and so I was doing anything that I could do to sell it, but it just didn't really work. So I actually emailed the author, and she said, go to Upwork.com, and that's where you can get clients. So
nice.
After the month, I had a couple clients, but then I quickly realized it wasn't really the path for me. And then I actually took a trip to Europe, and then it really changed my life. And then after that, it was kind of no going back. Like I didn't really want to go to college or go back to college, and I wanted to go all in on trying to work online.
Oh heck yeah! It's the little trips, the vacations that really flipped the switch for a lot of people. And it was me too. I did a 2-week trip to Thailand. That flipped the switch. Oh, I want to live abroad for a year now.
Yeah.
Looked into everything. Ended up doing the online thing. So how long did you do in Europe?
Actually, it was 1 month in Paris and 1 month in Barcelona.
Was it like a semester abroad thing?
So
just a trip.
The thing is, I'd planned to study in Paris because at this time I was just looking for something different to do. Like something was like calling me to do something different. So I was supposed to go to Paris, but my mom, she just kind of like didn't want me to go, and she kind of ruined the whole plan, more or less.
Parents,
so I didn't end up going to Paris, but I actually got a job at an airline. I got a job at Delta, and actually the job didn't really work out, and I got fired. Yeah, but
job as doing what?
As a baggage handler, like there's some people that they bring the plane in.
Sure, yeah, man. I see them all the time from the window. I'm like, damn, they're handling my bags right now.
Yeah, it's a rough job, but the people that work for this company, they can kind of go all over the world. So yeah, it wasn't the job for me, and then I kind of just like on a whim moved to Nashville, Tennessee to work at this job. Is like my dream was to travel. But but anyway, the job didn't work out. So then they didn't cut me out of the system yet to fly. So I just like got on the first trip.
Oh, so you're like, shit, I need to use these free flights before they cut me out of the system.
Yeah. So that was my first trip to Paris. So that was my first time abroad. Yeah.
Nice, dude. Props on that shit. So
shout out to Delta Airlines.
Shout out to Delta. Shit.
Yeah.
Now we're in Bali, bitches.
Yeah. So,
okay, so you just came. You like saved up some money, or you're just like, I'm just going to Paris for a while.
I had coached tennis over that summer.
Oh, okay.
So I saved up a little money doing that, and then I made a little bit of money working for Delta. So
okay, yeah.
But it wasn't really planned. So, but I figured out how to really live cheaply in Paris quickly.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So it wasn't bad. Yeah.
Wow. So you were just living off of your, tennis savings, basically.
Yeah.
Any tips on how did you live in Paris so cheap? Because that's like, I would think that would be expensive there.
I actually, when I got back home after this trip, I wrote a book about how to travel cheap. Like,
wow.
So I'll tell you, I met these girls, like me and my friend, we just went out to on the town, right? And so he just dared me to talk to some women or whatever. So I talked to these girls. They were from Australia, and they said, okay, we're living in a hostel. So then that's the first time I learned about a hostel. Yeah. And then I've kind of been frugal my whole life, so I kind of knew little tricks just from life. But I think just living in hostels and living like eating simply and trying not to be so luxurious, trying to be frugal, and just it's more so the experience and the people you meet than just spending a lot of money on
nice dinners stuff. Or like nightlife. I always say it comes down to where you live and your eat and drink. And the drink comes down to a lot of like how often you go out, like alcohol. Like if you party a lot, obviously that's going to be expensive, especially the most popular places. But there you go, it can be done. So you did Paris for like a month or something, and then you went to, what was the next city?
After that, Barcelona. Like I was planning on going to Holland, but this guy from Israel, he inspired me to go to Barcelona. So yeah.
Oh, Barcelona! I would think another expensive place.
Yeah.
But you still made it work, living simply.
Yeah, you just have to figure it out. Like but there's always little tricks you can figure out. Like I wouldn't just go with no money, but I wouldn't let the cost of something stop you from doing it. Like
nice. There you go. It can be done.
Or just instead of thinking I can't do it, think how can I do it? You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Because someone's doing it, and there's something called YouTube and blogs. Just Google it.
Yeah.
Living cheap in Barcelona. I'm sure someone's written a guide. He's written a freaking book.
Yeah.
Is it like still like available? Can like people get it? Or?
I wrote this book and I haven't published it, but I think I need to go ahead and do it. Yeah. But I think it could definitely inspire a lot of people.
Cool.
Yeah. For sure.
Let me know when it's ready.
Yeah. But I've shared it with my friends and stuff. But yeah.
Nice. I'll give it a plug. Cool. So then you did Europe, and then you're like, shit, I'm running out of savings. I gotta go home.
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
Cool. And then what'd you do from there?
From there, it was a hard time because like I was so inspired, and there was like I knew I had the dream of kind of working online, but it was not like it wasn't figured out yet. So I got back home, and it was sort of a hard time. I was sort of a bit lost, but I kept experimenting with different ways to make money online. So I experimented with starting an Amazon dropshipping store.
Whoa.
Nice. Or no, not drop shipping. So
affiliate store or drop shipping store? Okay.
I got some manufacturers, and I connected with them just by emailing them, calling them, and then I put those products in Amazon.
Okay.
And it had some success, but it wasn't. It was kind of difficult dealing with lots of people calling me all the time.
Yeah, like where's my shit?
Yeah.
So the supplier would directly ship it to the customer.
Yeah. So that the fulfillment was a bit hard, and so I just kind of wanted to take a different path. So then and one thing I didn't like about Amazon is sort of you're responsible for the business, but at the same time you're not, like Amazon is controlling everything. Yeah. So I kind of thought, okay, what if I can have my own system just like Amazon? So then I gave dropshipping a shot, and with dropshipping I kind of didn't really like how much I had to I didn't really like all the consumerism maybe. Yeah. Because I had to go
selling this random thing like, oh god, and you get bored of it.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought it was a bit meaningless, and it was just like looking at like all these
selling like a freaking lamp, freaking adapter or some shit or something really random. But
so when I did this, I built a website, and so then I realized, okay, I built this website, everything's up, it's looking nice, but nobody's coming to the website.
Yeah.
So then through that, I was like, okay, how do I get people to come to the website? So then I taught myself Facebook ads and Google ads.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, then
so this is like a Shopify store.
Yeah, there's a Shopify store, and I got clients or got people to come to the website and sold some products, but I kind of didn't like it. But I figured out like I love like Facebook ads, and Google ads was really interesting to me. So yeah.
Was this high ticket drop shipping or AliExpress drop shipping?
It was quite like my strategy was like free plus shipping.
Free plus shipping.
Yeah.
Okay, so like the $10, $20, $30, $40 range. Like
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, which I don't like so much, but I feel like so bad because I'm like, yeah, you can get this product, but then you have to pay for free. Then you have to pay for it.
Free plus shipping.
Yeah.
And would it be drop shipped from AliExpress? I know that's
AliExpress.
What most people do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the shipping time would be like 30 days or something. Like,
yeah. See, that was the thing, and then the same problem that came up with the Amazon store. It was even worse because it was shipping from China, and then it would get lost, and I would actually have no control over what was going on. So I kind of didn't like the model that much. But I have some other drops. Maybe I have some other ideas for stores that I want to do in the future, though, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Why do you have an idea for stores in the future? Is it because you have a good product idea? Or?
Yeah. I have a couple ideas that I could do, but so the drop shipping and what I learned with driving traffic to different websites, I really took an interest to Google ads.
Yeah.
So then I was just so tired of working online.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of frustrated, so I decided to go to St. Croix, like in the Virgin Islands.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, and I got a job on a farm, and it was a rough time. Yeah, I was just like living out in nature.
Is this like woofing by chance?
It's okay. I think with woofing they couldn't work you like 13 hours a day.
Oh.
So I think it's like, I think it's worse than woofing. Like
For people that don't know, woofing, it means like working on an organic farm. And like you can get plugged into organic farms around the world and just like work.
Yeah.
Like that's what your heart's calling you to do. They would say in Bali.
Yeah.
Okay, so working on a farm 13 hours a day, Jesus.
Yeah, it was rough. Like it was certainly a different experience of living life. Like I sort of wondered like, what if we didn't have all the things that we think that we don't, like lights and power and all these things. So it was really kind of like in the jungle, and I kind of lived in a really simple way, and I wonder like what happens if you take all the way the computers and just detox a bit and live like how people used to live a bit. So it was pretty rough, but it certainly grounded me and made me more appreciative of like what we have now. Like, with everything.
Absolutely. Like not only do we have this amazing technology, let alone electricity and like computers and phones, but we don't have to be doing physical labor every day.
Oh yeah, it's rough. Like I'm really grateful for what it takes to like the food going. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a lot of work for sure. Like, but another thing I was interested in, I'm in kind of like the food system and how the food works, because I think we're kind of detached from like how our food gets to where it is, and the work that it takes and the systems that it takes and things like that. So. Yeah,
it's a good eye opener towards that. We forget about the physical labor that goes into everything we eat. Oh my gosh. As I just eat my vegan burger here at this bomb ass place in Bali.
I'm vegan too. I think it all kind of connects to
so you're totally vegan.
Organic farming. Yeah.
Sweet, dope. Okay, so you had this little detox.
But after that, I was just like, man, like I really got to get my life together. Like I got to figure this out. So, I actually went back to the U.S. and from there I just started. I took this course on digital marketing, like just a broad course. Like it taught me like SEO, Facebook ads, Google ads, everything. Like, but I especially wanted to fill the gaps I had with Google ads, because I thought, on the island I had that idea. I can just sell Google ads instead of doing dropshipping and all this. I can just sell Google ads straight, and then I don't have to have the startup costs, and I don't have to always be experimenting with all these products.
So do Google Ads services.
Exactly. And then
Google Ads for other people.
I was sort of thinking with learning that skill, you could also translate it to maybe starting your own store in the future, or selling lots of different things. Like just like like
learning by freelancing.
Yeah, like sales, you know what I mean? Like sales, you know, like they say learn sales, but I think in the new age there's probably sales is, you know, things like Google ads, Facebook ads, and
that's the new sales. Is these online sales, this like copywriting and ad targeting. And getting things in front of people and then getting that to convert. Which comes down to not only copywriting but images and like page layouts and design and stuff like that to get people to add to cart and order whatever they want to do online, because people buy stuff online now. Okay, and are you in college at this time, or is this before that?
Okay, so this is after. This is 6 months. I went to the farm about 6 months after I left college.
Okay, and you had done 2 years, or
2 years? Yeah. You
had done 2 years in just college in Nashville, or where were you?
I went to Ole Miss, like
Ole Miss,
Oxford, Mississippi. Yeah,
sure.
Like it's near Memphis area.
Yep. Yeah. And then okay.
But this is after I'd left already.
Yeah, after you went to the farm.
Yeah.
So you dropped out. You're like, fuck, let's do this detox. Okay, so you're in college. I want to talk about dropping out of college for a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're in college, and when you're in college, you discover this SEO copywriting book, and then that gets into your mind, and you're like, oh shit, I can just work online and make money online. And so was that the key driver of dropping out?
No, I think for me it was more sort of maybe just a feeling, or maybe my emotions, or maybe, or like I was in college and I feel like I was just sort of doing the same thing as everybody else, and I wasn't really learning anything. I think I was learning something, but I wondered what I was learning, you know?
You're like, am I learning anything valuable that's like getting me towards like my dream, or like what I want my life to look like?
Exactly.
What was your major?
I was actually a biology major, and like when I'd gone to college, I wasn't really sure like what I wanted to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I was just kind of in a state of confusion, and like in this time actually I started reading a lot. Like I was reading, I think, a book a week. Whoa. And so then so me and my friend were talking, and he was actually a computer science major, and we were talking, and I showed him like, so okay, how much are you paying for college? He was like, okay, I'm paying $40,000 a year. So how much does this book cost? And it's like $20, $30. You know, even the textbook is like $50. So, you know, that just really opened my eyes. And then I thought, like, what could I think about? All I could do in the world? Like, what could I learn from experiencing Paris? What could I learn from trying to start my own business? Like, not just mentally, but like things internally also. So,
fuck yeah. So it was a combination of things, like you're wondering like, what am I learning? Like and it just, you had this feeling that it's like college continuing it just didn't make sense. And,
for sure.
So after that you did the Paris thing? You dropped out?
No, I had before I went to Paris, I think I had every intention of going back to college, but after that, and in Paris too, like I met lots of inspiring people too. That were living in all kinds of different ways, doing all kinds of different things. So
so you did that in the summer.
Yeah, that kind of opened my mind and opened my world to like definitely like what was possible.
Nice,
for sure. Yeah.
When you say inspiring people, what specifically? Anything come to mind? Like some, like in the hostels, like people traveling on gap year, or like who?
I met some people traveling on gap year. Like strangely enough, I met a lot of business owners doing different things. Like I met this guy from Egypt, and he was like a photographer, and he said he owned like an oil refinery in Egypt. And then I met this guy. He started like an investment company, and these guys are young guys too. Like,
wow, nice.
And I was seeing a lot of the opportunities online, like with what you can do, and like what very young people are able to do nowadays, especially with technology and things like that. So I think I was ready to push myself and be uncomfortable, and I think college was sort of keeping me comfortable in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So you're like, fuck, I should do, because I feel like inside, you know, you're an ambitious guy.
Yeah.
Like a lot of us were like, I don't know if we're born with it, or like the way with sports growing up, because you're like probably a competitive tennis player. We're like ambitious. We like competitive. We want to like win the championship.
Yeah.
You know, some people have that mindset, and after sports, it translates into like just like life in general. Like you want to be like you want to do something amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I always think back to that. Like if you're ambitious, if you're the ambitious type, then college is probably gonna let you down because it's just setting you up the same as everyone else. You're just gonna be with the pack. But like the most competitive among us, like people like you and I, and like all these entrepreneurs that we've met, we want to run ahead of the pack.
Yeah, yeah.
And so dropping out of college is, you know, we all know like Steve Jobs and Zuck. That's what they all do because college was just holding them back. Once they got the vision, then they're like, okay, now I'm gonna go on my path.
Yeah.
So
I think as a society, we don't look at like education in a holistic way, and like, or maybe more so like we don't look at the individual. Like some people I think may have the, like they say, oh, they put people in these boxes and they say this person's this way, this person's that way. So if you don't go to college, you're just like the worst of the worst, or people that go to college are better than these people. But I think if college is inspiring for you and you're gaining something from it, then it's good. And then if it's not that way, there's other ways to learn things. Like I'm really into history. Like back in the day, I mean, people learn from mentorship and apprenticeships. So I think college is sort of a relatively like a new invention for learning things anyway. So I wonder if education could take a turn back to you know, the back in the day where everybody was sort of an entrepreneur, and they learned from apprenticeships and things like that.
Back in the day, everyone was just like, it's wild, wild west. It's like you're on your own to like make a living, like create some freaking whatever you're creating, and learn from someone who's creating that. And I'll tell you the truth, and it is turning back this way with this information revolution that we're living in this 21st century. But here's the truth, guys, is if you're watching this far, you know, you came here because you think college is maybe not for you. If you haven't heard this story like yet, so the college system, I actually have a playlist on my YouTube channel. It's called True History. The college university system was actually created by industry, by the first industrialists of Europe, and then it was brought to America to create factory workers. And if you look into, actually this is the whole public school system. If you look into the public school system, it's like structured. You're doing this, and then you're doing this, and then you're doing this, and then there's a bell, break for lunch, and there's a bell, you come back. It's the same as the factories system that they used to have back in the Industrial Revolution. So that's actually the first industrial tycoons like the Rockefellers and the Carnegies. Look into it. It goes pretty deep, and actually it was created by this industry to produce a population that is ready to work in these factories. And I'm not saying it's good or bad. Like it was very good for progress and cars, and it got us these like amazing companies that make these amazing products, and now eventually today, not saying college is bad, it produces a lot of great smart people that go into awesome industries like tech and medicine and finance or whatever. Like we need amazing people, competent people to run these industries. But that's what college is for in a nutshell. It's to train people to get a great job at a great company. And that's what they tell you, like straight up out of college. It's like it's like, why should I go to college? And like, to get a great job. And why do you want to get a great job? You got to have a living. And that makes total sense. But now with the age of the internet, and it's kind of the wild, wild west, and now again with laptops, and you can have your own online store, and everyone buys things online, and there's YouTube. You can create a brand around that, monetize that. There's Instagram. So many companies have been created just because Instagram, and there's influencers, and there's something called freelancing, where we'll get into that a bit, how you're doing freelancing, and I'm doing some freelancing now too, where you're just an independent contractor basically, and you go onto these websites like Upwork, and that's where you offer your services, and people and companies can hire you just on a quick contractor basis. You do their Google ads, either it's like a one-time thing, or they pay you month and month again to like manage their Google ads. Anyway, if you're an ambitious person, if you know that you want to do your own thing in life, if you want to be a creative person, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be your own boss, then some alternative education could be best for you. But if you know that you want to get a great job for a great company, then that's essentially what college is for. It gets you that permission slip to get a good job at a great company. And actually, with my video with Jabril, which I posted this morning, he actually said the secret. He's like, a lot of these big companies, like Microsoft is one specifically I know, they don't put it out there publicly, but they do still hire people who don't have degrees. If they're talented at coding enough, if they're talented with their skill, if they're talented enough, they'll hire you. Like, if you want to get a job at a company, just make an app or something if you want to do programming, or just create something on your own, create your own independent profile, and then figure out how you can get an interview with them, and if you impress them enough, you can get that job. So in the age of the internet, there's ways to hack everything, and some people call people like you and I career hackers or life hackers. That's a big one. I follow the blog about life hacking, health hacking, everything. We live in an information abundant time, and college is a very old system. You guys can look into it, but anyways, we're living in the education revolution with online courses that you learn for, books that you can buy for $20 that will teach you more than you've learned in college about any subject. Anyway, that's my rant on college. So back to you. That's my college rant. I think you guys get it. College is if you're ambitious, it's not for you. Okay, so I want to ask you, when you decided not to go back to college, what did you tell your friends and family, and how did that go?
Okay, yeah, it was tough. I mean, even to this day, like, I'm even kind of like, a part of me is like afraid to even like have this video, because I mean, it was really a hard time for my family. Like I think, especially for my mom, I think it was probably like a nightmare for her. Like she just thought like I was just gonna be like the worst.
You're gonna be a trash collector.
Yeah, I'd be like a drug dealer or something. Like I was gonna end up in jail or something. Like but I mean, I was very, I knew deep down that I think this was the right thing, and I think and I mean, society, or at least the people that don't understand, where the world is going, like probably your parents. Like, I mean, you have to understand your parents lived in a time that was a little bit different than now. Like we're moving. In my opinion, I think we're moving into a new, even economy, to where like the same types of opportunities don't even exist anymore, and so yes, as far as my family and parents and friends, it didn't really seem to go over well, and it sort of seemed like I was like a failure, or I wasn't gonna be successful or anything like that, or something like that. It was a really, really rough time. So you really have to have a thick skin and really be confident in what you're doing.
So like you did the summer trip to Europe, and then like you come back home, and like you're still living at home.
Actually.
And then so,
especially given that it was really tough, because it was like, okay, I left college and then I'm living at home too. So it was like, I really need to get my stuff together for sure.
For sure. And so how did you start to get your stuff together?
So after I left the farm, I was actually really motivated, because I started to see like what like all of my kind of blessings, and how life, how maybe in some ways how hard life could really be. Like with working on
you've seen like a hard lifestyle. Manual labor.
So I really started to get devoted into learning the online stuff. And so I was learning it every day, and I actually started coaching tennis in my city, and I was doing pretty well. I mean, I was getting like $30 an hour coaching tennis.
Okay, nice.
So that was pretty good. And I worked on a restaurant too. Like I just wanted to get my own money. And so I was just learning the online stuff, working a bit, hustling. I was very, very, very busy. And actually, from my mom, she kind of didn't want me to go to Paris, but coincidentally, Paris just called me and they said, hey, we have $2,000 for you. yeah, that's because you didn't go to school here. So they just called me up and they said, oh, I was like, whoa, my God. So right when they, and in this time when they called me, I was sort of thinking, okay, like I'm learning and I'm doing pretty well, like I'm making my own money, but I can't just keep living at home. Like I have to make a change. Like, and I need to make a move. I actually, in this same time with the Paris and feelings I was having and my need to get some independence and just go out into the world and just, you know, I guess fall like you can't just stay comfortable. Like,
you got to get out of the nest.
So this family, like I was asking a question like, how do you make money online on Facebook?
Yeah, there you go.
So this woman, she just replied to my post with this like super detailed long answer.
Did you post this on your wall, your Facebook?
No, like it was a Facebook group for digital nomads or something like that.
Oh, there you go.
I don't remember exactly what it was, but I just posted it and she responded to this long thing. So then I messaged her and I just said, thank you so much. It was so nice of you, especially with how detailed it was.
Awesome.
So then I'm telling you, we probably talked for like 4 hours on message. Like it was like I met the perfect person. I mean, it was strange how much I talked to her. So then she told me she was actually living in Mexico, and they actually worked online, and they were running an online business.
Yeah, she's seen the other side, and she's just like really passionate about like letting people know like this can be real. Because she lives it every single day. She was
really nice. I mean, it was kind of it was kind of a little bit of a weird family, but they were really nice. They actually helped me get a job teaching English in Mexico. So
nice.
I go in like the week before, I swear it was so weird this like month or whatever, because I googled. So I loved Europe at this time, and I just missed it every day. I dreamed every day to go back, but I knew it kind of wasn't the time yet because I needed to save a little money and work on building myself a bit.
Yeah.
So I googled cities that are like Europe and North America. So then what came up is my home kind of area is New Orleans. And then they had Guanajuato, Mexico. And San Miguel de Allende, Mexico, and Montreal, Canada. So, but that family lived in Guanajuato that helped me get the job teaching English. So, a month later, the plane tickets booked to go to Mexico. I was gonna like the family's like helping me out with the plan and everything. Nice. Actually, they were the Americans.
Awesome.
And
good people out there.
Yeah. So the plane was booked, and then like actually, my mom she said, listen, Bryson, listen, there's no way I'm letting you go to Mexico. So she just like drove, she just like, basically, I asked, hey mom, I was like, hey, you think you can drive me to the airport? She's like, yeah, no problem. And then like, just like last minute, she was like, listen, I'm not driving you to your death. There's no way you're going to Mexico. So you just like makes me miss my plane. So the plane goes. So then I'm just like, forget it. Like I'm walking. So I just got out of the car and
oh my God,
somebody just took me to the airport.
So she's like turned around.
Yeah.
So how did you convince her? So she didn't know you were going to Mexico at first?
She knew. I think it was maybe an emotional
and
thing.
then she had a change of heart. And then she's like, no, I don't want to let you go.
Yeah. So I ended up missing my flight to Mexico City.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but then I ended up getting to somebody just picked me up and took me to the airport.
Yeah,
it was like 5 minutes away.
Nice people again. Yeah.
Yeah, but I walked and I was just like, dang, like,
man,
this sucks. Like, but then this is New Orleans, so you gotta imagine, like, lady was like, baby, what's going on? I was like, yeah, I missed the plane. Is it still here? It's like, man, that plane left 2 hours ago. Like I was like, Then she was like, listen, you can leave in 4 days. Is that okay? I was like, thanks.
4 days. We got another flight in 4 days. That gonna do all right?
You have a better New Orleans accent than me.
Yeah.
So I went into New Orleans and like I just kind of I was walking around the French Quarter and I was thinking like, should I go to Mexico? Like, should I do this?
Yeah.
And I actually met some girls from Canada, and they said, hey, like, you're young. Like, what do you got to lose? Just do it. So. Yeah, so in 4 days, I talked to my brother a bit, and he told me about, what could go wrong, what could go right. It didn't seem like he wanted me to go too much, but, he talked to me a little bit about it, but I decided to go for it. And
fuck yeah.
Yeah, so I flew to Mexico City and loved it, and then actually there was the earthquake. There was like, you remember the earthquakes in Mexico City a while back? This is a while ago though.
Okay.
But
yeah, sure.
It's maybe a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the family that I was talking to, they were like, "Listen, what are you doing in Mexico City? You got to get out of there. Like, you came here to."
There was just a big earthquake.
Well, no, it's a day. It's funny that the family told me to leave because I was having a good time in Mexico City, but it's just a really kind of cool, interesting city.
Yeah.
I've kind of now grown not to like it too much, but it's actually a very incredible place.
Okay, yeah.
So, but they were saying, "Listen, what are you doing in Mexico City? You're supposed to be working in Guanajuato." So I left there, and then the next day there was an earthquake.
Oh, fuck.
So yeah, that was pretty weird, actually.
Jesus.
So yeah, so I'm happy I got out. Maybe it was a good.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Your light angels, as they would say in Bali.
Yeah, maybe.
Your light angels guided you.
So I got to that family's house, and they were all working online. Like they were talking to clients all over the world, USA, Europe. Mm-hmm. Like I think the man of the family, he had like a website development company, and his wife, she ran I believe an SEO writing company.
Awesome.
And their daughter Lydian, she was doing something with graphic design, and she was kind of learning that step by step.
How old was she?
She was 16, but she was quite the smart girl for 16. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but yeah, their daughter didn't even go to school. Like,
yeah, of course.
Like I think they just taught her through.
That's a separate
traveling.
paradigm.
Yeah, traveling and working online. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So
there's another family here in Bali. They're called like the Unstoppable Family.
Yeah.
Were you at the mastermind party last weekend?
I missed it. I was so busy working. Actually.
Okay. Anyway, they're like a international family, whatever.
Yeah.
I think they're like American and Canadian or something. But this 11-year-old daughter, obviously she's being like international schooled, whatever. Yeah. Has her own like fashion brand. She's like entrepreneur at 11.
Yeah.
So it can be done.
Yeah. I mean, I think especially like, I think she maybe had some. She didn't have any formal school, but she somehow did really well in all of her standardized tests. Yeah. But that family, they've traveled literally all over the world. I mean, it's insane. So.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, there's your mouse. Yeah, gotta have that. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay, so just a few minutes. Thank you. They're like closing down here. So we'll jump towards Mexico City. You're obviously learning about like freelancing at this time. This is only like a year and a half ago.
A year and a half, yeah.
Okay.
And so me and even though I'll say to this day that family really was very pinnacle in my life, but we kind of, after the first day we met, we never really talked again, and it's so strange. I don't really get it. But after I came to Mexico, I stayed with them for a couple days. They helped me out, and then sort of never talked again. I don't know why. Yeah, but
cool.
Yeah, after that, I just started filling the gaps that I had with Google Ads, and just watching all the content I could about figuring out how to make money online. And I was really devoted to it.
Yeah, devoted to it.
And and I was applying, and I was looking at all these different things, and lots of things didn't work, and it got really discouraging. But
what didn't work at first?
I was sending a bunch of Upwork proposals. I tried calling,
For SEO stuff or Google Ads stuff?
Google Ads, okay. Yeah. I'd set on Google Ads.
Okay, so you're on Upwork pretty much trying to crack the Upwork game?
Yeah. So it kind of wasn't working, but then eventually I started to get my first couple of clients, and then it kind of went from there. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so this is only a year and a half ago, so how long did you stay in Mexico?
I went back home for Christmas, and then actually coincidentally, New Year's, that's when I Christmas and New Year's, I started to finally make money, and I was like, oh my God, nice. Did I really just figure this out? Nice. I can straight up work online, travel the world.
Here we go.
I went back, I came to Mexico, I figured it out. Now I'm going back home. My brother got married.
Yeah.
And but then after going back home, it was kind of a tough month for me. So I decided I wasn't done with Mexico, so I went back after that. Yeah.
So at this time you're making a consistent 1,000 a month or 2,000. How cheap can you live in Mexico City?
I mean, I got to the first 2,000 a month, and In Mexico, you probably live. I was probably living on $300 a month. So, yeah.
And what city is this?
This is Guanajuato.
Guanajuato, yeah.
And I mean, I was living well. I mean, I was living quite well.
Yeah. There you go, guys. There you go. You get one $300 client a month.
I mean, okay. My apartment was like $80.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I lived in a very, very beautiful, like fancy, like European hill town kind of. Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Very, very, very beautiful. Yeah.
And obviously they got Wi-Fi and coffee.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah. So, yeah, they have a university there, and I studied at the, well, I didn't really study, but I did volunteering with like language classes, language exchanges.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a really beautiful time, yeah. And then from there I started to just travel. I decided to travel Latin America.
Nice. Where'd you go?
I went to Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and then I ended up flying back to the U.S. for a while because I wanted to really dedicate myself more to the business. And I was just sort of making it was cool and it was fun, but like I wanted to take it to like I wanted to actually make real money, like not like
for sure.
just a couple thousand or $1,000.
Make
like
these 5 figures.
Yeah, so I decided to go to New Orleans and work on my stuff there. But because I thought I can be more connected to like business and things like that.
Okay, so you were making enough to live in New Orleans?
It was a struggle. It was a bit of a struggle, but I figured it out.
You live on like $1,000 in New Orleans or 2,000?
It's tough, but like it's tough to figure out. But I
So you living on your own, not living at home, or?
I had a girlfriend and we sort of figured it out,
you can
and
split it.
some roommates. So
split it with some roommates. For sure.
It worked. Yeah.
I slept on the couch for a year before coming out here.
Yeah, it was tough, and I was sort of. I wasn't like in Mexico. It was like I was always saving. I mean, I was saving all my money.
That's true.
And making tons of money, and
savings,
I was living really well. I could just buy whatever I wanted, like. But but I wanted to make that commitment and sacrifice a bit because I thought if I go to New Orleans, I could maybe grow my business, and even if I don't grow it, I could know my direction for my next step. So
Sick. And where'd you go from there?
Actually, and in New Orleans from the get-go, I like got a bunch of meetings, and I was talking to a lot of clients, but I think my sales wasn't quite good enough, so I didn't really close very many people.
By meetings, you mean like sales calls through Upwork?
No, these are personal sales. This is personal sales meetings.
So you're doing like local Google ad stuff?
Like local Google ads.
You're trying to do Google ads for local businesses.
Yeah.
So you're like cold calling local businesses or emailing, or what was the
cold calling, like meeting people around town, and actually
Google ads guy.
Yeah, lots of people really need the like ads in their community, like especially like if you imagine business owners are just like sitting by the phone and they can't get the leads in, so I can really help them get the leads, but I think my sales skills weren't to the point to where I could really close the people how I'd like. But I will say in the sales meetings, like meeting these entrepreneurs and seeing how different these businesses are and how much money you can make and the possibilities like with working on your own. And I really saw like people can be doing amazing things and they can look any type of way, and you really never know what to expect. Like I mean, exactly. So I think the meetings that I had was definitely like helpful, and like now I'm actually learning sales in my mastermind, and I've been learning sales from lots of different people. So now I have something to compare with. So, but I definitely say sales is a really important thing to learn. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing now.
Yeah. For sure. The way I look at sales is communication. Yeah. It's like how to be a good communicator. Really. That's really how I look at it. Cool. So this is crazy. So right now he was just on a call with Jonas. Yeah. And Jonas and Matt's mastermind. So that's crazy. Because I was just at Jonas and Matt's 2-week boot camp a few months ago here in Bali, and that was sick. Because I became friends with Matt, and I started my Amazon marketing agency 4 months ago, and so anyway, went to that. How did you find Matt and Jonas? Through YouTube videos? Yeah,
it's a funny story with Matt. You know, how I got my first successes and my first money was actually looking at Matt's videos. Like he taught me like the systems for getting the clients. And then right like the day before I was going to Mexico, he was like, hey, you should join my mastermind. And I was like, I don't know if it's a time, like I gotta go to Mexico like tomorrow, like you really caught me at a bad time. And he was telling me, man, you should join the mastermind, dude. But I was just like,
nice.
I'll call you back later. So
okay.
I went to Mexico and I was hustling. I was like, I was gonna make this work, like one way or the other. And at the time, I didn't really want to be in the mastermind. I think it was financial because I needed to really save in Mexico.
Yeah.
So I don't know. For whatever reason, I didn't join it. But now coming around a year later, I called Matt again, and I was actually the first person in his new mastermind. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
okay.
but even throughout all the time, I've been consistently watching Matt's content
and in contact with him via Facebook, because he always like says like reach out to me and like he helps people. Yeah.
A little bit. Like I didn't really contact him, but actually I called Jonas.
Okay.
And then Jonas was like, hey, listen, what you should be doing is talking to Matt. So it was like kind of like this path back to Matt. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Well, now you're in it, and I literally like had you meet me here for the podcast, and he literally on a mastermind call with Jonas, like teaching sales and listening to another guy's case study. And Matt and Jonas have inspired me to kind of try to create my own mastermind, like similar thing with these all coaching calls and help people learn all the skills and learn how to be a digital nomad, make more money online, etc., etc. Okay, cool. And then when did you decide to blast off to Asia? Did you come first for the Nomad Summit or?
Okay, yeah. So I was in New Orleans and I don't know. It was sort of I don't know. I started to live in New Orleans and I got comfortable, and a lot of things sort of in my life kind of I don't know. A lot of things in my life changed, and New Orleans and home didn't really feel the same anymore. Yeah. So I decided I lived in Latin America, and honestly, I mean, I'd probably say not many nomads want to go to Mexico, but I would
definitely do. Yeah, I keep hearing amazing things.
I'd argue Mexico may be better than Southeast Asia. I mean,
dopest place, huh? Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it's arguable, but I really love Mexico. So, but at the time, I already experienced Mexico, and I missed that guy who was learning and pushing himself in different places in the world. So. Nice. And I heard there was like lots of things, like there's a huge digital nomad community in Asia, and I wanted to go to the Nomad Summit actually, and a couple other summits, and so I thought, okay, I'm gonna go to Asia, and I'm gonna figure out how to make this business big. Like I'm gonna do it. So I booked the flight out to Bangkok, and then it was go from there. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Actually, in Chiang Mai, it was really cool actually. Like I was meeting lots of other people that were working online, and it's really inspiring. Yeah. What a lot of these people were doing, but I think if I were to say somebody who really inspired me in Chiang Mai was this guy. His name is Desmond. He's actually from Atlanta, but he started a co-working space in Chiang Mai, and I kind of stumbled across this co-working space from another guy, but he really took me under his wing, and he gave me sales training. Oh, wow. And he talked to me all about business and sales and life and all kinds of things. So sick. Yeah, I mean he's a multi-million-dollar guy. I mean he started several businesses and stuff like that. So he was a really amazing person to meet. And in Chiang Mai I saw lots of also it was a pretty good cultural experience. I saw like lots of amazing Buddhist temples, and I went out to the mountains and saw all of that, and the Pai. It was just so beautiful. Yeah. And I mean, Chiang Mai is a really good place, a really good place to focus and work. Yeah, for sure. Beautiful place. Yeah, good people, and especially like in the areas around Chiang Mai, like I think there's a lot of great places. Yeah, absolutely. It's majestic. And then right after, but I was sort of feeling maybe a bit down in Chiang Mai, like so I just decided to come out to Bali, so Yeah, I've been working here, like trying to hustle, and it's been really rejuvenative and nice. Yeah, it's been really, really awesome in Bali. I think there's something about the water, something about like the just the nature, the culture.
Dude, these beautiful cafes, like all the fancy like furniture, like look at these pink couches and stuff, like this vegan restaurant is like so delicious.
It's really healthy and I think the culture is very different too and amazing. Like I think you were talking earlier about the silent day and like and how serious they were about that, and I think the Hindu culture is really interesting too.
The Hindu culture all about karma, and they have the silent day on New Year where everyone stays home, no work, just meditation and reflection. And of course, you know, the expat community is very health minded, organic food,
for sure,
vegan minded, and of course lots of digital nomads, lots of meetups. The mastermind party was last week. I ran into him on the street, also at the co-working space, several co-working spaces here. So I call it a tropical paradise. Like, you really doesn't really get much better, I've heard a lot of people say, than this place. So right now you're working on still the Upwork stuff. What's your main thing on Upwork, and how's it going lately? Before they wrap up, it looks like they're waiting for us to get out of here.
We'll
give them a tip.
It's going pretty well, and now I actually feel really, really directed in I think it's been a really long journey to maybe figure this out. And I think if you're trying to work for yourself, it can be a really tough journey. But I think what I've learned is that, like, the problem isn't the difficulty, but maybe possibly finding that direction. So, so I guess Madden and Jonas and like this whole system with the mastermind, with following, you know, step-by-step copy and paste business model, that can organize your mind and give you a clear path to being successful, rather than trying to reinvent the wheel or maybe just do things that or just go down this path and it's not work, go down that path and it's not work. So I definitely say you want to learn from people that are ahead of you to figure it out, and that can be, especially with business, like that can organize your mind to where you're more directed and you can figure out like what you want to do. So I think businesses fail a lot because I think even if you, say you have a good idea, it's really far from having a good idea to having a successful business that makes money. So at this point, you know, I really feel directed, and I know, like, every day, like, I wake up and I know what I need to do. So I'm definitely, I feel like I've gotten a lot from the mastermind and what I've learned. So but it's been a tough journey. I think you just have to go down one door and it'll close, and then you'll go down another, but you just can't give up. And it's not always going to work early, but you just have to have the perseverance to keep going, you know.
He's got it. He's in the online course / mastermind, surrounded himself with a group of entrepreneurs who are doing the same exact thing, this digital marketing agency / freelance business model. And that's crazy that I'm buddies with Matt and Jonas, and they've kind of taken you under their wing and helping you grow. And I think all that was some fire right there, man. I think you inspired a couple kids out there around the world.
I hope so.
Let us know in the comments where you're from, where you're listening from. Honestly, I think that was fire. When you started talking to me on the street the other day, I was like, we need to do a 4-hour dude. Awesome, dude. Here, bring it in. Bring it in, brother. That was sick. Subscribe. See you guys in Bali. Hit us up. Peace. Yo, thanks for watching that video till the end. If you liked it, I guarantee you're gonna like the hundreds of other videos that I have on this channel. So right now, I would like to ask you to click that big ass subscribe button right now. It's totally free. It's just like following me on Instagram. It's just gonna make it a little bit more likely that YouTube suggests my videos to you down the road. And if you get bored of my face in the future, you can always just stop clicking on my videos and they will stop showing up as often. So thanks for helping me get to 100K. I'm gonna get back to work, and I'll see you on the next video.